Hello again, Shindo here. Today I'm going to be discussing again this man, Vigilant Christian Mario. Now, the video that I put up, I put together took me maybe 10 minutes to put it together and put it up, of Mario having a breakdown. Got quite a few views, especially on my wife's channel, Luciferian Morningstar. And the reason I'm addressing that is because on her channel she has a lot of videos that she spends a considerable amount of time on, and instead of people watching those videos, we get a bunch of trolls. Hey, it's views. Views are views. But we're getting a bunch of trolls who want to come at me, because I'm the one who did the video. They come at her thinking that she did, and ridicule her for ridiculing Vigilant Christian Mario. Vigilant Christian Mario is a perfect person to ridicule because he's the perfect example of what Christianity has become, which is nothing like what this figure, whether he's an archetype or a real human being, this figure in the Bible that we call Jesus Christ, it is nothing like this figure would be looking for in anyone who calls themselves a follower of Christ. Vigilant Christian Mario is the epitome of everything that we are against in our message. He and the Greater Church of Lucifer and those who are in the Greater Church of Lucifer are doing the exact same thing. They're a bunch of people who are working covertly for the Catholic Church. And I'll get into this, to Vigilant Christian, but first I want to say that if you're interested in the videos that I do, then you need, if you're not subscribed to my channel, you need to go to my channel. I'll put a link to it, because most of the videos that I'm going to do, especially the attack videos like I'm doing right now, like the last one I did against Mike Ford, those are going to be on my YouTube channel from now on. My wife, Luciferian Morningstar, is going to be centering on a positive note, her Luciferianism as she sees it, which is from a Nordic Aryan perspective, Aryan being a spiritual designation, not a racial one. But she will be clarifying that. But generally speaking, the positive videos she's going to center on, and not any more of these attack videos that I'm doing. That being said, let's get back to this man, Vigilant Christian Mario. In the video that I threw up in 10 minutes, that got over 1,000 views in less than a month, which is a lot for us. I put on there that Lucy and I did a greater magic ceremony in order to cause the Christians to go insane. I believe that was completely superfluous, because Christians, you already are insane. There is something seriously wrong with you. And I can give you the Bible verses that you need, and I'll have them right here scrolling across. I will paraphrase them. And as I do, I will give you the King James Version because you all have a hard-on for King James for some reason. So I'll give you the King James Version of the Bible verse, anything that I paraphrase. Let's get into Vigilant Christian. Okay, let's see what this man stands for. Okay, first of all, everything he does is attacks against secular. And this is the reason I've paid attention to him. He is attacking us as Gnostic Luciferians. We openly call ourselves what we are. We openly say that we're Luciferians. We're real Luciferians, not these joke Luciferians from the Greater Church of Lucifer. We are spiritual Luciferians. Mario, Vigilant Christian, speaks against Gnostic Luciferianism, calling it evil, calling it satanic. It's none of those things. It is none of those things. Let's start just briefly and talk about Lucifer. There is not one single passage in the Bible that says that Lucifer is Satan. Christians who might see this, prove me wrong. There's not one single passage in the Bible that says Lucifer is Satan. As you know, or should know, from watching our videos, we regard Lucifer as the anointed one, the Christ, the anointed. Not Christ as in a historical figure Christ, but Christ as in the anointed one, as in the one who brings us to enlightenment. Whether you look at Lucifer as an energy, whether you look at Lucifer as an entity, this is how we perceive him. And, according to the Bible, in Revelation, Lucifer, Jesus Christ, according to the Bible, in the end, says, I, Jesus Christ, am the great, shining morning star. I'm paraphrasing. Here you have King James Version right here. Mario speaks up against Gnosticism, as does the Greater Church of Lucifer, pretending to be Gnostic because they're Luciferian, because there is no distinction between the two. Gnostic and Luciferian, the true Luciferian, is the same thing, essentially. They pretend to be Luciferian and then take upon themselves titles, which is anti-Gnostic, Luciferian. So they're really against us, which means they're pro-Yahweh. We have a video called Yahweh is Satan. That's because Yahweh is the demiurge, which is essentially the Satan, the adversary, against us as human beings. If you can't perceive that in the Bible, then you truly aren't enlightened. Anyone who tells you otherwise, that Yahweh somehow is supportive of human beings, I suggest you watch my video about the Tower of Babel. I suggest you watch my video about how Lucifer was not Satan, that is, Satan was not the serpent in the garden. I have these videos. They're old ones. So, Mario, let's look at him from a Christian perspective. Now, a Christian is not supposed to be out there speaking up against other religious denominations. Do you have any passage anywhere, whether it's Jesus Christ, whether it's Paul, whether it's any of those who whose writings we now call the New Testament, anywhere that says anything against any religion outside of Judaism. Paul was a Jew. He lived a Jew, he died a Jew. And Christianity is nothing but a Jewish cult based on Jewish tradition. If you don't believe me, in the book of Acts, it states that Paul continued to do sacrifices. I thought that Jesus Christ was supposed to be the perfect sacrifice for all of our sins, according to Christians. The Jews have infiltrated the Christian church, and as a result, they have continued to perpetuate Judaism through Christianity, with its culmination coming in the secular nation of Israel in 1948, and its culmination of everything it's been working towards, which is the bringing of the beast system on this planet. The Christians today are using Jew terms for everything. They have completely been indoctrinated, and Vigilant Christian is the perfect example of that. You have people like him who are speaking up against outsiders, people outside the church. You are supposed to direct your judgment towards those within the church. Okay? I will give you the Bible verses. It says, Paul says, "Who am I to judge those on the outside?" That is to God to judge those outside of the church. I am to judge those inside the church. Yet, you have no judgment for people who call themselves Christians. Vigilant Christian Mario comes out, he says that he's been lying to you, that he's been leading a double life, which he now has gone back and said, I wasn't leading a double life, I was just being a hypocrite. It's the same thing, Mario. Why do we speak up against these people? Because they are here for one purpose, and that's to keep you in shackles. That is to keep you bound to their demiurgic God. Mario, who speaks up against everything outside of the church. You're not supposed to be watching music videos. You're not supposed to be engaged in secular things. That's what you have to do as a Christian. Christians nowadays, they're no different than everyone else. All they do is just say, well, I'm a Christian and I believe in Jesus, so I can do whatever the hell I want to. That's not a Christian. That's not a Christian. That is a backslider. That is a hypocrite. And that is somebody whose destination is other than being with your Lord Jesus Christ for all eternity. I, months ago, pointed out to Mario that what he's doing is wrong. And what did I get as a response? Well, look at the Satanist telling me Bible verses. You don't need to worry about where it comes from. You need to worry about what it says. That's what people who are truly abiding by the way of Christ is going to be concerned with. Mario recently put out a video in which he breaks down and cries, and then he turns around and says, I've been leading a double life. I have been committing sexual sins. I wonder what those are. I mean, the guy is such such a macho guy. I mean, he's such a manly man. I wonder, he must really be committing some kind of sexual sin. There's another thing nowadays, Christians who live with somebody without marriage, and then turn around and judge people who want to get married who are gay. Yes, I know, I am going on a rant. I want to give you a few Bible verses to show you, as Christians, why it is that you should not be supporting Mario. It is sickening to see how many Christians come out in support of this man after he has just said, I am a hypocrite, a liar, and the only reason I do it is for the money. By the way, I will give you a link to this. His former girlfriend posted on Facebook, I will give you a link, that they broke up and that Mario's told her that the only reason he continues to put out these vigilant Christian videos is so he can make lots of money at it. According to him, he's making 6 figures a year off of you fools. By doing what? Exposing the Gnostic Luciferians. Look, there's nothing to expose when it comes to Gnostic Luciferians. We're right out there, telling you exactly what we're about. We're not trying to say, look at those gay people, I hate them, and then, spending your night pole smoking, like Mario. There are several verses that describe backsliding Christians, that describe people who continue to do the wrong thing as crucifying Christ all over again. This man Mario is no Christian. What he is a Catholic who is making lots of money off of poor fools and keeping them spiritually enslaved, just like the Greater Church of Lucifer. And that's why I felt inclined to say something about this. My wife being attacked by people, being called all kinds of names by Christians, simply because we're pointing out that you are losing it. You are losing all sense of reality. What Christianity has become, and I'll give you a few more verses here about itching ears. I've said it before. The direction that I am going in individually, Lucy is going to be more positive. I am continuing to do this. I am continuing to tell you to come out of her. The Bible, folks, if you find things in the Bible that gives you inspiration, that makes you feel good, great, fantastic. But that doesn't mean everything in it is true. And if you read something that just in your gut you say there's something wrong with this, especially the Old Testament, because the Old Testament God is the demiurge. According to Gnostic tradition, Gnostic Christianity, I'm not a Christian, okay? I'm not a Gnostic Christian, but according to Gnostic Christianity, the Christ was not the son of this demiurge, the Old Testament Yahweh, Jehovah, but the son of the true God, which I'm okay with that idea, but I don't call myself a Christian. I don't call myself a Christian even if I firmly believed that Jesus Christ died for my sin and was resurrected 3 days later, I still wouldn't call myself a Christian, not considering what a Christian is today. All you do is have those itching ears. In the last days, it says in the Bible that people will be given up to a delusion. And if that's not what Christianity has become, I don't know what is. Take your time, watch this video, watch our videos, and try to use your brain and come out of this pall, this deep darkness, this fog that comes over your mind. When you see anyone say anything against Christians and against Christianity, that doesn't mean they're saying anything against your Christ. They're not. We're not. I don't speak and never have. If you could prove to me otherwise, that I have spoken up against Christ morally, that there's some moral imperfection even in the Christ that's in your Roman Catholic Bible, you can't do it. You can't point it out to me because I've never done it. We have spoken up against Christendom, which has become just the most insidious, and I don't use this word lightly, evil on this planet. You are a goddamn bunch of hypocrites, liars, and fools. And I don't use the word goddamn lightly. I mean damned by God, damned by the universe, damned by anything out there resembling God. God is within us. And I can condemn you for what you've done because I can see it, I can point it out, and not just say, oh, well, Mario is bipolar. Therefore, I'm supposed to shrug my shoulders and say, no big deal. He lies, he cheats, he steals. Oh well, I'm not going to condemn him because he's bipolar. We actually got someone who presents themselves as a Satanist condemning us for this video. All we did is put a part of Mario's own video where he's blubbering like a fool. All put on, folks. That is put on. I know people have hard times. We all have hard times. We all have cried. We have all broken down at times. What we don't do is we don't get out our camera and record it and post it up to YouTube. That's what people who are narcissistic, liars, narcissistic, hypocrites, people who are only interested in the bottom line. And that's what Mario is. And the fact that most of you who I've seen commenting on his videos, the fact that most of you who call yourselves Christians can't see that, it's just an indication to me and an indication to anybody who has any discerning spirit that you are not followers of anything resembling a Christ, that you would come up with excuses for a man who is making over $100,000 a year simply by putting up videos about the Illuminati. Folks, this Illuminati that they keep talking about, it doesn't exist, okay? As I've stated over and over and over and over again, the Jews and the Christians, which are just basically a sect of Judaism. The Jews are the ones who are in control of this planet. And yeah, they're Satanists, all right, because they're the ones who worship the real demiurge, the real Satan. Wake up. Figure this out. It's a long video. I got out what I wanted to say. Look up these verses on the Bible for yourself. Understand that it is incumbent upon you to actually do something as a Christian. If it weren't, then I wouldn't have any basis to stand on. But the idea that somehow you believe in something, I believe that Jesus Christ died for my sins, therefore I can do whatever the hell I want to? No. I'll end it with this verse right here. Because, folks, you can't just do whatever you want to. You can't just believe something and then in practice be so full of hate and anger against the world. You are to be in the world and not of the world. So why is he even watching these videos? Why are you even interested in what's going on in Hollywood? Hollywood is the secular world. It has nothing to do with you as a Christian. Zero. All right, rant over. Look, please, those of you who are on Lucifera Morningstar's page, and those of you who perhaps are only subscribed to me, I want you to watch her videos. She is moving things in a positive light and not going to be just out there condemning Christians anymore. So look for that, and for those of you who are going to be interested, because I'm going to continue to do this, I'm going to continue to expose people. For those of you interested in exposés that I do, then go to my channel and subscribe. This is Shindo. Thank you very much.